This is my favourite knife purchases of the year so far. 5 of them. This was really tricky. There's stuff on here that is, I think, some of the best gear that you can get at the moment, and there's stuff that's not on here that I have that's some of the best gear you can get at the moment. So tricky. Let's have a look and see what made the cut. First of all, this is my S1 Trailmaster by Cold Steel. This is a ridiculous knife, but it is so much fun. It's a knife that sometimes I'll be working in my backyard and I'll just get the urge to walk into my shed, take this out of its sheath and just have it in my hand. Maybe I'll walk outside, chop it into like a piece of dead wood or something, and then just put it back. I like this for a lot of reasons. It is a functionally very good knife as well. It was a really good buy. 150 Australian dollars is excellent for the one in S1 tool steel. And it's just ridiculous and it's fun and it's really what the hobby is largely about to me. So I have to put this in the list, and it has squished out a couple of sure entries that I thought would be definitely in here, but for the enjoyment I'm getting from it, it's definitely on there. This is a Zero Tolerance ZT0909. And this has that Trailmaster factor as well, but it is also a really practical everyday carry type knife. And hear me out, it is fun like the Cold Steel is fun because it's big and chunky and dramatic, and it's, you know, beefy and intimidating, but it's also quite comfortable to carry. And when I'm spending a day on private property or sort of away from people, this will be the knife that I choose over any of my other knives because it is fun and it's solid and just it flips really well, so it's super cool to play with. And yeah, it's functionally very sturdy and stout, and can do any job that you need it to do, and it can slash really well because it's got a broad blade and it's got a great blade steel, the S35 VN. Very good knife, and it's actually really risen to the top of my preferred knives pile. So this is ZT0909. And yes, another Fallkniven, the S1, and this has kind of rounded out my collection, I guess you would call it, of the Fallkniven primary sort of survival outdoor fixed blade knives. The other one being the A1 and the F1. This is a really good dual knife. This could be the only knife that you would need, and it would do all your jobs just fine. Really well made. I did do a comparison to it in the strong arm, which would be on this list too had I bought it this year, but I bought it last year. I rebought it this year, but I thought it unfair, and there's plenty of other new knives to talk about. Great two-step grind, so flat then convex grind right the way to the edge. Very sharp, very good at pretty much everything I've tried to do with it so far. So very good knife, very happy with it, and just happy that it's from a collector standpoint and from a user standpoint, it's about ideal for me. And lastly, this is a real surprise, this one. I kind of just got it because I thought I liked the look of it and I liked the steel in it, but in my opinion, this may well be the one of the best everyday carry knives going, full stop. This is a Spyderco Mantra, and it really fits that, 3-inch blade, sort of 4 and a bit inch handle. It's the same as the Delica. The same reasons that the Delica is a great knife, this is also a great knife for those reasons, in terms of ergonomics, in terms of blade shape and size, and how well it carries in pocket. This actually carries a bit better because it's got this deep carry pocket clip. The M4 steel in it barely needs to be sharpened, maybe stropped from time to time. It flips quite well, a bit of oil to the pivot, and really gets going. When you first get out of the box, the detent is a bit weak, so there is a certain knack to it, but now I've learnt that knack. I was holding this in my head. I thought I've got this, and I've got the Benchmade 940, I've got the Benchmade mini grip in the 20 CV steel, and I thought, oh, that's a tricky one. But as I've used them, this is the one that I've used the most, and I like it more than the other two now. I like it more than my 940. It's really risen up the ranks and really grown on me. Lots of the other knife reviewers they kept this knife, they played with it for a while, they said it was great, but they all seem to have sold it or moved on from it. But I've stuck with it, and it's just got a combination of really good elements. Solid frame look, great pocket clip, great flat ground blade, with a very fine edge made of M4 steel, titanium handle. The weight is that of the Delica pretty much, maybe slightly more. It's perfection. It really is, in my opinion, almost the best pure everyday carry knife you can get at the moment. So the Spyderco Mantra is definitely my favourite knife purchase of the year so far, which is really funny because I got that Benchmade 940 right back at the start of the year, and I got my Fallkniven A1, and I thought, oh, this is it. This is, these are all the knives I'll ever need. And it's as the hobby does. You poke around a little bit more, you try a couple other blades, and you end up with a blade like this that just really knocks you for six. And it still does, and I'll choose to carry this any day of the week. Really does fit any occasion. It's modest looking enough to be, providing you open it with a bit of subtlety. Modest enough to really take most places. It's got that titanium handle, so it can sort of flip it into some nicer suit pants. The wire clip's quite reasonable looking. Looks a bit like a pen clip, so it's not particularly noticeable or intimidating. Just an excellent knife, and I could talk about it for a lot longer, but I'll have to stop there because I was trying to keep this a pretty short video. So that's the fifth knife, and definitely my favourite of the season so far, the Spyderco Mantra. So those are mine. That's my 5 favourite knife purchases of the year. There were some very near misses. I did want to include my Benchmade knives, my 940 and my mini grip and the new steel. I really enjoy my line steel, although it's not perfect. I do really enjoy it, and I carry it frequently. My line steel SR2. There has been a lot come through, and I really wanted to give a nod to and I still will, to the real steel E77. This is a really, really high value knife. It flips as well as either of the other two, and it's only about $40 in Australia and probably way less in America. So the steel's a bit crappy, but this is a knife I reach to when I'm not sure if my EDC knife will be okay with it. So very, very good little blade there. But as for sticking to the main 5, these are the ones that have given me the most joy so far this year. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.